And I accidentally ended my video quick, but before we do this C over B, I need to make a quick correction up here. We want all these pluses to be minuses in the general form. So this is a minus here. So we know this moves one positive to the right. So that means C over B must equal 1. And if C over B equals 1, we know this equals C over B is essentially pi over 3. We calculate it over here. So C must also be equal to pi over 3. And now we have all four of our terms. We can write our equation. So f of x, and this is just one way to write this, equals a, which I have up above here, a is 3, equals 3 cosine of b, which is pi over 3, x minus c, which is also pi over 3, minus 2. And this, my friends, is how you would write that equation. One way to write that equation. Of course, you could always write this as a sine function, and the values are going to be different. And look to the example in the book, in our online text, and you can see that if you write it as a sine function, your value for c will be different, because the only difference between a cosine function and a sine function is the phase shift. And here we go. I've got a sine function and a cosine function drawn here. Red is the sine function, orange is the sine function, red is the cosine function. So let's make this guy orange here. Sine of x. And notice that if I have a phase shift in my sine function of pi over 2, where c over b equals pi over 2, then my sine function will, every point my sine function moves by the value pi over 2, it's going to move right on top of my cosine function. So I could switch this up so that my phase shift matches that. So first I got to write this in the form where I can see a phase shift. And remember, our phase shift was 1, which is c over b. So this is 3 cosine, or 3 sine. I'm going to switch this over to sine. I just essentially add pi over 2 horizontally. So f of x equals 3 sine of pi over 3 x. Or actually, I'm going to have to subtract pi over 2 to bring this cosine back to sine so that it matches up with sine. So x minus, then we've got 1 minus pi over 2. So you can see why writing this as a cosine function is easier than writing this as a sine function. Equals 3 sine pi over 3 x minus, so we end up with, what up here we end up with? This is like 2 over 2 minus pi over 2, or 2 minus pi over 2. I think that's right. Hope that's right. And if I were to multiply the pi over 3 back through, 3 sine of pi over 3x minus, then I bring a pi over 3 here. I'm just going to write this pi over 3 times 2 minus pi over 2. And you can see that this is becoming a little bit of a headache to work out. So that's why going cosine here was a better